Attention, seniors. The moment you've been waiting for is finally here, and it's BIG news for your wallet. Welcome to Retirees News and Updates, your trusted source for real, no-nonsense information on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and more. The 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment COLA for Social Security has just been announced, and it's set to boost monthly benefits for over 70 million Americans by 2.8%. That's right, starting in January, retirees could see an average increase of about $56 a month, bringing the estimated average benefit to $2,071. But hold on, is this increase really the win it seems, or is there a catch? With inflation creeping back up to 3% in September, the highest since January, there's a lot to unpack. Will this COLA keep up with rising costs, or will Medicare Part B premium hikes eat away half of your raise? And what about SSI? SSDI, and SNAP, could they see boosts too? Lawmakers are debating major changes, like switching to a CPIE formula to better reflect seniors' expenses, but with the Social Security Trust Fund projected to hit insolvency by 2033, the stakes are high. Stick with us as we break down what this means for YOU, dive into the latest proposals, and reveal why some seniors are worried about falling behind. Hit that like button if you're ready for the truth, and let's dive in. Alright, seniors, you've just heard the big news. The 2026 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment COLA is locked in at 2.8%, boosting monthly benefits for over 70 million Americans starting in January. Here at Retirees News and Updates, we're diving deep into what this means for you, your Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and even SNAP benefits. Is this increase a game changer, or is it just a drop in the bucket against inflation? Let's break it all down, because you deserve the real scoop. First off, let's talk numbers. The 2.8% COLA for 2026 translates to an average increase of about $56 per month for retirees, pushing the estimated average Social Security benefit to $2,071. That's a step up from this year's 2.5% COLA, but it's nowhere near the hefty adjustments we saw a few years back when inflation was running wild. Sounds like good news, right? Well, not so fast. There's a catch that's got a lot of seniors concerned, and we're going to lay it bare. The COLA is calculated based on the Consumer Price Index CPI from the third quarter of the previous year, July, August, and September. This year, the September CPI report, delayed by the government shutdown, finally dropped, showing inflation hit 3%, higher than expected, and the highest since January 2025. That's a problem because your 2.8% COLA is already lagging behind inflation. Historically, October, November, and December see inflation climb even higher, meaning by the time your new checks roll in, you could already be losing purchasing power. If inflation jumps to, say, 3.2% or 3.3%, that $56 boost might not stretch as far as you hope. Now, here's where it gets really frustrating. Medicare Part B premiums are projected to jump by $21 in 2026, from $185 to over $206 per month. Do the math. That's nearly half of your $56 COLA increase gone before you even see it. If you're receiving a smaller benefit, say $1,200 a month, your 2.8% increase is about $33, barely covering the premium hike. For many of you, this feels like a bait and switch. You're told you're getting a raise, but rising costs are eating it up faster than you can cash the check. But wait, there's more to this story. Lawmakers are buzzing about potential changes that could shake things up for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. Advocacy groups like the Senior Citizens League are pushing hard for a switch to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly CPIE. Unlike the current CPI, the CPIE puts more weight on what seniors actually spend money on, like medical care, housing, and recreation. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? It could mean bigger COLA increases tailored to your real expenses. But here's the rub. Bigger payouts could strain the Social Security Trust Fund, which is already on track to go insolvent by 2033 or even 2032, according to some projections. That's less than 7 years away, folks, and it's a ticking time bomb for your benefits. Now, let's touch on SSI and SSDI. While the COLA applies to these programs too, there's no guarantee of additional boosts beyond the 2.8%. SNAP benefits, which many seniors rely on, don't automatically adjust with Social Security COLA, but rising inflation could prompt lawmakers to revisit eligibility or payment levels. Unfortunately, with the government shutdown delaying critical data like October's CPI report, we're flying blind. The White House says this data gap, the first in history, could leave families, businesses, and even the Federal Reserve scrambling. For seniors on fixed incomes, that uncertainty is a gut punch. So, what's driving this inflation mess? Earlier this year, inflation dipped to 2.3% in April, thanks in part to the Department of Government Efficiency's aggressive cost cutting. But then President Trump's tariffs, announced on April 2nd, put upward pressure on prices, pushing inflation back to 3%. Tariffs might bring in revenue, potentially enough to offset federal income taxes, as some propose, but they're also hiking costs for everyday goods. It's a trade-off, and seniors are caught in the crossfire. Here's the bottom line. The 2.8% COLA is a start, but with inflation outpacing it and Medicare premiums taking a bite, many of you are feeling squeezed. Proposals like the CPIE could help, but they're not a done deal, and the trust fund's looming insolvency adds urgency to the debate. Stick with Retirees News and updates for the latest on what lawmakers decide and how it impacts your Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and SNAP. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. We're here to keep you informed and empowered. What do you think about this COLA? Drop a comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.